Marvel Rivals has a ton of different characters to learn and master, and while some are clearly easier than others, in the right hands, any character can be really strong. So today, we here at Direct Gaming want to show you one of our personal favorite DPS characters, Psylocke. Oh, and make sure you leave your comments below if you have any tips or tricks that you have learned as Psylocke, since new moves and tips are being discovered every day. And of course, don't forget to check out our other playlists of other characters and full game guides as well. Let's get started though. This video is going to be broken down into 3 parts: a breakdown of the basic abilities and moves and how to use them, some strategies that we here on the team found to be very useful, providing B-roll to show you exactly how to use them, then finally, why you should pick this character and what you can provide over other characters in the same category of DPS. Okay, starting off with the abilities of Psylocke. This character is definitely one of the more challenging characters to master, but once you do, you can be a real menace on the battlefield. Let's take a look at them. Starting off, let's check out her basic attack, Psionic Crossbow. This attack will shoot bolts similar to a shotgun, where the further away the target is, the less damage will be done and less bolts will actually hit. If you want to know the exact damage fall off of distance, it's actually 15 meters. You can see here on screen or just by going into the practice range yourself. Oh, and when you use this attack, you actually end up reducing the cooldown of your abilities, so that's really helpful. We'll get into some more strats later on in the video, but basically if you're utilizing her abilities to the max, you can have your abilities up pretty fast just by using your basic attack. Wind Shurikens are technically an ability, but since they are your right click, at least if you're using mouse, they are 100% going to be what you want to use as you go into battle. This will launch a volley of Psionic Shurikens that will stick to your enemy, which will deal damage, but also grant you a bonus bit of health for a limited time. If you press the button again, it actually recalls the attack. One thing to note that I need to mention here real quick is that if you throw the shurikens, they only go a certain amount of distance. However, if you see them hovering in the air as someone walks in front of them or onto them, they will not damage the enemy. So don't think you can just kind of throw them out willy-nilly and then they're going to take care of your enemy. It's not going to happen. The other 2 abilities are Psychic Stealth and Psyblade Dash. Stealth is exactly what it sounds like. You basically go invisible and also gives you a bit of a speed boost. However, this only does last for 3 seconds, and if you use any of your attack or other abilities during those 3 seconds, it'll end automatically, so be careful where you use it. Blade Dash is exactly also what it sounds like. You dash forward wherever you're pointing your reticle at. The cool thing about this though is that you can actually dash into the air and really get some good distance and height. So whether it's getting to the high ground, a flank, or running from a fight, you'll be safe as long as you don't mash these and use them up constantly. The nice thing about the dash move also is that you can use it twice before it runs out completely, so definitely something to keep in mind there. Now when it comes to Psylocke's team up ability, Psionic Disc is what you're going to be looking at here if you happen to have magic on the field with you. For this particular move, you basically get a rewind move that takes you back to where you were a few seconds beforehand, and also gains you bonus health based on how much you lost before. If you have a teammate that loves to use magic or you happen to get lucky in some online matches, then this is definitely going to add to your arsenal. But I've found personally, at least at the time of this recording, that not many people play magic, at least on the servers that I'm on. This could be different for you. Let me know down in the comments below. The final move obviously is going to be your ultimate, which is a Dance of the Butterfly, which will create a circle around you and you have a few seconds to attack anyone in your area with your attack button. Do note that this is more used in combination with your visible ability and not going against full health tanks or healers who have activated their ults or special abilities that are going to constantly heal their allies or themselves. Personally, what I've noticed when it comes to using this character is that trying to use the ultimate on enemies who are either alone or hurting is going to be your best bet, especially because the targeting for said ult seems to be a little weird because it will go for enemies that have not been hit in that particular match. Seems random sometimes, I'm not really sure. Again, let me know in the comments below if this has ever changed or if you happen to know the exact details of it. Okay, so those are all the moves and abilities for Psylocke. Now let's get into some combos and some stress that you might want to use this character for. But before that, really quick, I gotta pay some bills, and that's possible thanks to today's sponsor, Factor. Are you someone who loves to game but just can't find the time? Want to finally jump into the brand new game Black Myth Wukong, or maybe just a quick online match with the boys, but that crazy schedule of yours just won't allow it? Whether it be school, full-time job, family, or anything else you can think of, throw on top of that having to make dinner and clean up after, which, let's be honest, nobody likes to do. Well, today is your lucky day. Factor is the best place to get chef-prepared meals on the table in 2 minutes that are not only ready to go, but extremely healthy and tasty. I mean, just look at all these options right here. My personal top 3 picks would have to be the roasted garlic chicken, honey mustard pork chops, and oh, that creamy Parmesan chicken. Yeah, I'm definitely eyeing that one right there. Or maybe you just need something for breakfast. The smoky bacon and cheddar egg bites definitely make my mouth water a little bit. It gives you the protein you need for the day and can also get in some much needed gaming sessions. All you have to do in order to get all of this is just click the link in the pinned comment to get 50%. Yes, you heard me, 50%
50%. That is half off the normal price of your first factor box. And you will also get 20% off your next month's order. Also, to top it all off, you don't need to order something for every day. Only need meals for 2 days out of the week? No problem. One thing I especially love about Factor is that you can actually skip weeks, which means that you are not charged and you can start back up whenever you want. That saves you money when you need it, and you can still get in those sweet gaming sessions. So, what the heck are you waiting for? Hit the link, sign up, and use the code that you see on screen to get 50% off now. Okay, we back. Now, as we mentioned before in our Before You Play video that you see here on screen, your main mode that you're going to be playing is Quick Play, which consists of capture the objective and move the payload. If you're playing the payload mode, Psylocke is really good for flanking the enemy and keeping them occupied while your team gets to said payload and gets it moving. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to be able to jump in and 1v5 the entire team or anything like that. Psylocke is best when it comes to 1v1s, maybe 1v2 if you're really good. So your best bet is going to be able to find one teammate who's standing still or kind of off in the back or on their own, go invisible, take them out, and then get out of there, or try to move on to the next person, or in particular, maybe use your dash move to get to higher ground until your abilities recharge again. Plus, not to mention, if you're using Psylocke's one-hit kill combo, which we will get into here in a second, then you're going to get your ability energy back even faster, which could actually help you taking down more enemies in less time. When it comes to capture the zone, Psylocke again is going to be really good for flanking, especially if you know the maps and the routes. You can be very sneaky here with keeping the enemy team occupied while your team is able to go in and take the zone. You can use things like your dash attack to get to high points on the map, then go invisible and flank a sniper, for example, or your typical Punisher player who sits in the back with their turrets. However, one thing I need to say for both game modes, you need to be pinging enemies as you're going around. This is not only going to help you out, but it's going to help all of your teammates out as best as possible. The one thing that most people can't stand when it comes to a DPS player is someone who just goes in, either guns a-blazing or doesn't play as a team. These modes, you do play as a team. And yes, even though you might be going off and flanking the team and trying to be a lone wolf or something like that, at least using the ping system available in the game is going to help your teammates out way more, and they're not going to want to boot your butt from the team or anything like that. Now, when it comes to this one kill combo that I talked about earlier, it's going to be combining both your normal attack and your shurikens. Do note that this will take out DPS characters no problem as long as you're within range, and most supports if your aim is pretty good. Tanks are not going to go down in one combo, but they are going to be taking a good amount of damage, and if your teammates are attacking from the front, for example, then said tank will go down pretty fast. The combo goes like this: crossbow, shurikens, recall the shurikens, then crossbow to finish them off / end the combo. It'll take a couple of tries that you're seeing here on screen, but it's really handy, especially when trying to be fast so you can get away from danger. I am sure more advanced moves will be discovered as patches happen to come out and more players get time with this particular character. So if you have any good combos later on, or you happen to be watching this video later down the road, let us know down below. But this right here, this easy combo is literally the bread and butter of going around. I mean, heck, just checking out this B-roll right here. I turn invisible, I go over, I see a couple of enemies, but I try to focus on someone that I know is going to be dangerous to my team, and I'm able to use the crossbow, throw the shurikens, recall the shurikens, throw them again, and boom, character taken down, and I'm actually able to escape surprisingly. So it all works out. Okay, final tip before we wrap up the video here is why you should pick Psylocke over other DPS characters. Yes, there are obviously way easier characters you can use. I mean, heck, they give Psylocke here a 5-star in terms of the difficulty, so why should you pick this? Well, after playing this character for quite some time, I can definitely say if you're someone who has really good aim and loves to flank with the best of them, then this mutant is right up your alley, as long as you know how to manage your abilities and get quick escapes going after getting 1 to 2 takedowns, unless the other team is really that oblivious to you. She's also really good at getting lots of pings for your team. Like I mentioned beforehand, using your dash attacks, getting invisible, going into other areas that a lot of characters can, you're going to be able to ping the enemies and show your team where exactly the enemy is, which is going to be very helpful to everyone. Plus, reaching areas that most can't, thanks to her dash attack, is really going to be helpful, plus it makes for some fun flanking opportunities that some players are really going to enjoy. Finally, if you just simply like a challenge, that's another reason to pick this character. Sometimes people will get bored of playing the simple, easy characters. Looking at you, Punisher. So if you're someone who's not having a lot of fun with some of the easier characters, try this character out. It will definitely give you some challenges, but I think you might enjoy it. She's not going to be a normal DPS like Star-Lord, and it will take some time to master. But if you do, then no one is going to be able to touch you on the battlefield, and I think you'll have a lot of fun. And there we go. There's everything you need to know about the character Psylocke in Marvel Rivals. We play and stream almost every week, so if you want to come join us, make sure you sub to the channel and leave a like on the videos so we know you enjoy this type of content. And of course, as always, leave a comment down below on your best tips for the character so we can help out even more players coming into the game. With that being said, though, I've been Tallen with Direct Gaming. Thank you so much for checking out the video. I hope you have a great day and week, and I can't wait to see you all in the next one. Johnny.